Hi guys, so it's that time again, which is better? And in this case, it's Obituary versus Megadeth. Cause of Death versus Peace Sells. And we're gonna start right now. Cause of Death is just amazing. Now what I like about Obituary is that when you compare them to some other death metal bands, is that they understand that being brutal isn't about how fast you can play. There are some fast parts on this album, but there are also slow parts that just sound as brutal. As well as each of the band members can hold their own when it comes to playing their instruments. The guitars sound great too. They're great, aggressive riffs on this album that will stick in your head for a long time afterwards, and the solos are great too. The songs are longer than on the previous album, Slowly Rewrought, and most of them are definitely more technical, although they still maintain that brutality of the debut. The drums sound excellent whether or not they sound like machine gun rhythms or cool, slow ones. After listening to this album, you may find yourself with drum beats in your head for a while. And the vocals, John Tardy is one amazing growler and screamer. I mean, when you listen to that, when you listen to Obituary in general, the man doesn't sound human at all. If you listen carefully, you can just understand the disturbing lyrics, which fit perfectly, by the way. I mean, come on. Chopped in half, feel the blood spill from your mouth. It does get more epic than that, than in death metal, particularly. It's difficult for me to say what the best songs on this album are because they all sound so good. I like them all, but some more than others. Infected, Body Bag, Chopped in Half, Memories Remain, and Turned Inside Out are probably amongst my favourite songs. Circle of the Tyrants, which is a Sussex Frost cover by the way, also sounds good. Other songs on here are Dying and Find Your Rise, and also the title track. They're all good death metal songs, but the ones I mentioned earlier really stick out for me. The album is essential death metal listening, and any fan of Obituary or death metal in general who doesn't have this album or who's even listened to it, well, let me put it this way, there's something definitely wrong with you. Peace sells, but who's buying? This is an album that deserves to be remembered because it is never valued at its fair measure. Maybe the beginnings of this band were a bit turbulent with continuous lineup changes, or because their masterpieces Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction, Overshadow's Legacy. This even seems egregious because Megadeth is a band to rediscover regardless of their 3 popular albums, including Euthanasia. This record has a very strong point. All the songs here are really unpredictable, and they're not your typical radio songs that you'll find amongst the mainstream. Wake Up Dead is a masterful opener, full of rhythm changes, complex developments, with an effective hook that fits perfectly within peculiar vocals, speed guitar solos, and an omnipresent bass. The Conjuring contains superb bass from Dave Ellefson and shows that he's one of the pillars that support the band's sound. The title track is a super hit. Its speech-worthy study shows the songwriting that would impress again in Countdown to Extinction. Now, if I summarize it all in one song, it would just be this one. Since it gathers the basic details on these songs, such as technique, insurmountable riff, and jazz reminiscences. Devil's Islands closes the first half of probably a spectacular side in thrash metal. My Last Words is another great song with shades of Iron Maiden, and a brilliant way to end this album. Maybe it follows the custom of that British band. Dave Mustaine and Chris Poland did form a couple of inevitable guitars for that time. Dave Ellefson is one of the permanent members of the band who gives such a recognisable style for Megadeth. And finally, Mustaine has a good eye when it comes to choosing drummers. I'm talking about Gar Samuelson, and the drums are mixed nicely. Just like bands like Metallica, Anthrax, Testament, Megadeth dissociated themselves from extreme metal in order to write songs with more hook, giving more popularity as a result, and better record sales without losing their thrash metal roots. In other latitudes, bands like Exodus, Overkill, Slayer are more in tune with the ferocious sounding music, following the European stream of bands like Sodom and Creator. Then comes the trilogy of Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction, and Euthanasia, probably considered their glorious era with a galactic lineup: Mustaine, Freeburn, Ellefson, Menta. That leads from the map their first 3 albums. Yes, we are here to bring this light and invite you to enjoy it. An overwhelming, ambitious album that reflects how strong Megadeth wanted to tread on this thrash scene and how they wanted to become the benchmark. What else to say? A short album, less than 40 minutes, but eternal at the same time. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below which album you think is better. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.